This is ABC 7 News Weekend Edition. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, a possible tropical disturbance brewing out in the Gulf. Let's send things right over to Wendy Ross, who has the first alert weather forecast for us tonight. Wendy.
And we are looking at all of this tropical moisture that's streaming on in across our state. We've been seeing all of this moisture coming on in from the Gulf and also from the Caribbean. And so what we're looking at right here is an upper level low that's located out here in the Gulf of Mexico and an area of disturbed weather that is situated over the northern sections of our state. So what we're looking at is all of the rain and the moisture that has been moving on in as a result of these two systems that are providing copious amounts of moisture across the state of Florida. The heaviest showers have been located just offshore across the Jacksonville area, and then we've had some other heavy rains that have been making their way toward our coastline, and so that's something we're going to continue to watch out for. But so far we've been seeing very widely scattered showers and storms throughout the evening hours, and what we're looking at right now is that most of the rain has lifted away, and we are going to be seeing mostly cloudy skies for the next couple of hours, with some of those showers out in the Gulf that are going to continue to stream on up in our direction. This is the area of disturbed weather. You can see that right here. Puerto Rico also has a tropical wave that we're looking at, but the good news for us is that we are not expecting any development really over the next couple of days. It's now been downgraded to about a 10% chance as this system starts to move out into the Gulf of Mexico. So our future radar for the rest of the night is just showing some widely scattered showers and some thunderstorms developing. The heaviest rains, it appears right now, are going to stay offshore, and we'll let you know what the rest of the weekend is shaping up to be. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Adam.
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. Tomorrow marks the final day of the 2017 World Rowing Championships here in Sarasota. We've already seen more than 150 races over this past week, but did the experience on land meet visitors' expectations after years of waiting for that international event? ABC 7's Erica Jackson asked those at Nathan Benderson Park on Saturday.
It was very impressive. Even my son said he couldn't believe how fast they were going.
For Natalie Woody, the World Rowing Championships is a family affair. It's the first time she's showing her sons the sport that stole her heart in college.
I got to share my experiences as a rower with my kids and kind of show them what I used to do and just show them a new sport.
The races exceeding their expectations. The sudden rain shower right after Saturday's last race, not so much. But for Meredith Brayland, the rainstorm brought dozens of people inside of the tent for her business, Concept 2, an opportunity the company doesn't get often since it primarily relies on phone and internet sales.
It also gives us a chance to see the reaction in the market, so feedback to us is always helpful, and to put names to a face is great.
We have so many vendors out here while we have live entertainment, because most of the people here in the U.S., I'd say a very large percentage of the people here right now don't know a whole lot about the sport of rowing.
Media and Public Relations Manager Max Winnett says the team marketed the event for people unfamiliar with rowing. He believes tournament organizers achieved their goal of teaching more Americans about the sport, expecting to have brought in more than 40,000 spectators over the 9-day span.
It's been so exciting to see the grandstands where we are right now packed, people shoulder to shoulder, screaming, dancing, getting so excited when their country crosses the finish line.
Reporting in Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Erica. And with that threat of tropical disturbances affecting us here on the Sun Coast, what will it mean for tomorrow's World Rowing Championships and their final day of competition? Well, we may have to wait and see just how that weather will play out, but according to the World Rowing Championships Director of Operations, Russ Yerk, it is this type of weather that they have been preparing for.
We've tried to address every contingency from a hurricane down to a drizzle or a lightning storm and how we would adjust and handle those situations. There's a certain level of wind that the rowers can row through. Once you hit a certain threshold, it becomes unsafe for the rowers and they'll delay competition until those winds die down.
Officials for the championships urge those coming out to the races this weekend to stay in tune with the organization's social media accounts for updates on schedules that may be changed due to weather. Well, this weekend, the Sarasota community is once again boosting efforts to find a missing Sarasota teen. The community coming together tomorrow morning to help search or continue searching for 14-year-old Jabez Spann. Spann has been missing since September 4th. He was last seen in the area of 22nd Street in Sarasota wearing a turquoise shirt. This week, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and Sarasota Police Department offered up a reward of $6,000 for any tips that lead to his recovery. If you are interested in volunteering to help with that search, the group will be meeting at 2800 Newtown Boulevard tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. A new war of words between President Trump and leaders in Puerto Rico. Critics saying the speed of federal recovery to Hurricane Maria is slower than it should be, and people are dying. Today, Trump taking to Twitter to fire back. ABC's Chuck Sievertson has more on that rebuttal.
As millions of American citizens in Puerto Rico line up, desperate for food and fuel, and thousands of troops, officials, and volunteers race to hand out life-saving supplies.
This is a life or death story.
President Trump launched his latest Twitter tirade at the mayor of San Juan, Carmen Yulín Cruz, whom he says was very complimentary only a few days ago, has now been told by the Democrats that you must be nasty to Trump. Such poor leadership ability by the mayor. Cruz responded to the president's new tweets during an interview on MSNBC.
Actually, I was asking for help. I wasn't saying anything nasty about the president. We're moving ahead, and that's what it's all about. It's about saving lives. It's not about politics. It's not about petty comments. Cruz had stepped up her criticism of the speed of the administration's response after hearing the acting Secretary of Homeland Security say this.
I am very satisfied. It is really a good news story in terms of our ability to reach people.
This is not a good news story. This is a people are dying story.
Cruz has been out in her city's flooded streets, locating survivors, greeting residents, handing out supplies. FEMA is also on the ground, already distributing more than 700 loads of relief supplies, including more than 1 million meals. And some 10,000 commercial cargo containers are sitting at port.
There's no way that we can move this cargo without trucks, and there's no way that trucks can move this cargo without diesel.
10 days after Hurricane Maria slammed into the island, gas and generator robberies are rising.
You don't know when somebody's going to pull out a gun and they're going to shoot you for gas.
And the longer it takes to get help, the more dangerous it becomes. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News, New York.
And a Sarasota business is stepping up to try and help the people of Puerto Rico as they continue to clean up following Hurricane Maria. Employees from Universal North America, an insurance agency on Paramount Drive in Sarasota, is collecting essential items to be sent to their hundreds of coworkers, families, and friends in San Juan. Universal has locations across the United States and one in Puerto Rico's capital city.
The response has been fantastic, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate the things that people are giving us and their caring and the prayers that they provided to everybody that has been impacted by this hurricane.
Locals can donate supplies by bringing them to the parking lot of their building on Paramount Drive in Sarasota tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and also 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Monday. Still to come here on ABC 7, former Health Secretary Tom Price is out. Now the hunt for someone to take his place is on amid intensified scrutiny of cabinet members' travel. Plus, how the Suncoast is taking advantage of Public Lands Day. Stick around.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now. Watch Your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
The controversy over the Trump administration's travel expenses claims its first resignation, and with a handful of officials under review, one cabinet member is now out. ABC's Daria Albinger reports.
There's no seat available now in the Trump administration for Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price.
I'm disappointed in him, but he's a good man, but I'm disappointed.
Price topped headlines for pricey private travel on chartered jets and military aircraft during his time heading up HHS. Dozens of trips that cost the taxpayers more than $1 million and ultimately cost Price's job. One of those trips, flying to Europe on official business with his wife aboard a plush Gulfstream 5 operated by the U.S. military.
Clearly, that we weren't sensitive to the taxpayer on these instances, which is why I've taken the actions that I've taken.
Initially, Price responded to the review of his travel expenses by suspending private flights and later offering to pay for the cost of his seats on those flights. But it wasn't enough. Trump and Price met at length Friday in the Oval Office, Price eventually handing in his resignation to the president. Trump's budget director fired off this memo, pointedly reminding agency heads that they should recognize we are public servants and every penny we spend comes from the taxpayers. At least 5 Trump cabinet secretaries have come under scrutiny for lavish travel expenses, among them Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin. In September, he and his wife flew a government Gulfstream to Kentucky to visit Fort Knox, a trip that happened to coincide with the solar eclipse. But Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke remains defiant amid revelations. He spent more than $15,000 on 3 private flights.
Before we get started, I'd just like to address, in the words of General Schwarzkopf, a little BS on travel.
Zinke said he didn't have a choice.
No commercial options existed to meet the promulgated schedule.
Daria Albinger, ABC News, New York.
And the House Oversight Committee is now asking for travel records from all 24 federal agencies. Well, detectives are on the lookout tonight for the person in this photo after an armed robbery at a Sarasota 7-Eleven. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies responding to the North Lockwood Ridge Road 7-Eleven store around 6:30 this morning. Witnesses say the person seen here entered that store armed with a silver handgun and took the cash drawer before fleeing. That person was last seen leaving the area in a silver 4-door sedan that you could see right there. And if you recognize the suspect in these photos or that car, you are asked to contact the Sarasota County Crime Stoppers at the number listed on your screen. That number is 941-366-TIPS. And if you were feeling particularly outdoorsy today and took a trip to the DeSoto National Memorial Park, you had the added bonus of free admission, and that is because today is National Public Lands Day. But it wasn't the only way that some locals were taking advantage. Some volunteers were out taking a more active approach by cleaning up the trails down in Venice.
Here at Woodmere Park, we're focusing on exotic species which kind of proliferate in the park and make it hard for native species to thrive. So we're removing those.
And if you missed out on today's window of free admission, the next chance you'll have to visit a national park for free will be coming in November. Well, this should be the heart of the season for Florida's commercial spiny lobster industry, but after Hurricane Irma, fishermen are scrambling. That storm destroying many of their traps. Now, commercial fishing of spiny lobster is a large industry in Florida, around $40 million annually, most of which is done near the Florida Keys, which is an area, as we all know, hit particularly hard by that storm. Also big for tourism, the spiny lobster season here in Florida. And Wendy, speaking of weather, we've been keeping our eye on this tropical depression, but maybe some good news now that we're actually in the weekend.
It's an area of disturbance. It's not a depression. So we're not seeing, and that's good news. That's good news because we're actually looking at this thing not developing as well as we had thought it might.
Yeah, I was just trying to lead you into that good news.
I'm just being glad to be the bearer of good news.
Yes,
so that's what we're doing right now. And we've had the rain showers. We've seen them throughout the day. Most of the activity, though, has been very widely scattered. And you can see some of these showers, especially over the interior sections. East of I-75 is where we started to see most of the rain. And then down to the south around Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, these areas saw some heavier rain showers that moved on through and everything lifted on up towards the north. So right now, what's going on is that we do have the copious amounts of moisture that is all moving in across our state. And this is what we've been seeing throughout the day as an area that's out here in the Gulf of Mexico. This is an upper level low. And then the area of disturbed weather over the state of Florida to our north, those areas all helping to produce all of this moisture. And you can see it streaming on in from the Yucatan Peninsula. It's all sort of moving in this direction. So this is where we've been getting so much of our moisture coming on in from. And we're going to continue to see this development over the next couple of days. But now the chances of this disturbed area, this area of disturbance, becoming a tropical storm or a tropical depression are now downgraded to about a 10% chance over the next 5 days. The sad news right now is that we also have a tropical wave that is formed right here over San Juan, and so this is an area, of course, where we're continuing to watch, and our prayers are out for those people in the Puerto Rican island. And what we're looking at right now is you can see this area of tropical disturbance, and then we have that upper level low out here in the Gulf of Mexico, and all of this is forecast to move out into the Gulf. And as you can see that over the next 2 to 5 days, the chance of it developing into either a depression or a tropical storm have been diminished greatly. So most of the models taking it out into the Gulf of Mexico, and we're going to continue to see the cloudy weather. We're going to continue to get those rain showers and thunderstorms coming on in over the next couple of days. And these are going to be the final notices that we're going to get on Maria. As you can see, this is now 50-mile-per-hour winds moving towards the east-northeast at 32 miles per hour. Lee also is going to get the last notice, and it is moving off towards the east-northeast as well. Both of these systems are going to be downgraded as they move across the colder waters of the North Atlantic. And we're just going to continue to watch these showers. There's some heavier rains out here in the Gulf of Mexico. Right now, we're not seeing anything across our viewing area, so things are quiet for now. And this is what it looks like over the next couple of days. We're going to continue to see that swirl. You can see it out here in the Gulf moving away from shore, and we'll be getting our showers coming in from the east coast to the west coast. So the chances are that we're going to see those heavier winds coming about. And as you can see right now, we're just going to be looking at some heavier rains located off coastline. This is what it looks like over the next couple of days. It is going to be breezy on Sunday and Monday. I know that's a concern for the rowers, but we are looking at about a 50% chance of rain for Sunday and Monday with highs near 90 degrees. Adam?
Thank you, Wendy. The college football season is still young, and these 3 Florida teams still have some questions that fans would like answered. For Florida, the big question, of course, has been quarterback Luke Del Rio getting his first start under center against Vandy today, and after leading 2 successful scoring drives, this happens. Take another look. Del Rio slammed into the turf onto that left shoulder he had surgery on back in January, and this is a broken collarbone. That means Del Rio is done for the season. Philippe Franks would replace him, goes 10 for 14 for 185 yards, but Florida's running backs really did all the work today. Malik Davis taking this 4th down carry 39 yards to the house. It was the 5th rushing touchdown between the true freshman and his fellow running back LaMichael Pirine. Gators win at the Swamp, and they are now 3-0 in the SEC East. Number 18, South Florida is now ranked higher under new head coach Charlie Strong than former head coach Willie Taggart is with the Oregon Ducks. Their game against East Carolina today full of fireworks. That's Quentin Flowers scoring from about 15 yards out. But the Pirates would have their fair share of touchdowns as well, like this 31-yard connection in the first quarter. The Bulls defense would eventually return to this game and add to the lead. Augie Sanchez picking off Pirates quarterback and taking it the length of his number, 43 yards to the end zone. USF extending a school record win streak to 10 games, beating East Carolina 61-31. And Florida State on the road against Wake Forest. Earlier today, the Seminoles and their true freshman quarterback James Blackman came into that game 0-2, but picked up their first win and first conference win in a close one, 26-19, your final score there. And in baseball, in Boston today, a 3-year-old's wish come true, at least based on that sign. The Red Sox beating the Astros 6-3 and clinching back-to-back AL East titles. Houston clinched the AL West just a few days earlier, and the two teams will meet again in just a few days from now, Thursday to be exact, and they will play in the best-of-5 ALDS. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
For the last 18 years, Samantha's Friends has been assisting people along the Suncoast who have been challenged by catastrophic illnesses or affected by autism obtain a Service Canine. We need your help. Please show your support by attending our annual Celebrity Gala brunch and fundraiser. Call Sammy Lee at 941-448-8558 for more information.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind Your Meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC 7 News app.
An extraordinary reunion. An Orlando teen who survived a rare brain-eating amoeba infection was reunited with the doctor that saved his life on Friday. Sebastian De Leon was taken to Florida hospital after becoming sick After swimming in a freshwater pond last year, luckily hospital staffers had been trained to look for that amoeba, which is often contracted through the nose when somebody swims in a freshwater lake or river. The infection has a fatality rate of 97%. But despite those odds and the dedication of his doctor, he had a miraculous recovery. He and his family forever grateful. And Legoland Florida is giving away 20,000 tickets to help cheer up kids affected by Hurricane Irma. 18,000 theme park tickets will go to the UNICEF Kid Power Schools program, and 2,000 tickets will go to Citrus Center Boys and Girls Club in Winter Haven. Legoland Florida's general manager saying they felt compelled to do something special for Florida's children after the storm left so many households facing months of recovery. Now that'll help take your mind off it for a little bit, huh?
Oh, it should.
When you're a kid, you sure have a short memory sometimes.
Yes, yes, and you focus on the good stuff too,
Exactly.
which is kind of nice. And we're not looking at very bad conditions for tonight. We've got partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. We do have some rain showers that are moving on in, but most of the showers right now have pretty well dissipated from the area. Earlier today, we did have some periods of very heavy showers that came on through, but we haven't seen anything else developing over the past couple of hours, and we are going to continue to watch this cloudy weather stay with us throughout the overnight time period, and over the next several days we're looking at about a 50% chance of rain. So that's what we are looking for Sunday and Monday. It's going to be breezy. I know we had talked about that with the boaters and the rowers, and we're talking about maybe 15-mile-per-hour winds at the most for
Wow.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you'll certainly feel that, and we'll see you later tonight.
You have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring. If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Florida's coral reefs are declining. Bad news for our oceans and marine life. Fortunately, you can help, and you don't have to dive, you just have to drive. When you purchase Moat's Protect Our Reefs license plate, $25 goes directly to Moat Marine Laboratory, whose research, restoration, and conservation programs are helping this precious natural resource thrive once again. So get your Moat Protect Our Reefs license plate today. You just might hold the key to saving Florida's reefs.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you. Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck. ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.